This is Nerve Radio.
Bring that in now. So, I mean, just like Man United and West Brom was last week, one game really has bulked up the conversation segment this week, and that game is Brighton and Liverpool, which finished 1-1. 3 decisions. Mohamed Salah was had a goal disallowed for being offside. Mane was the same, scored a goal disallowed for offside.
Yeah.
But I think the most debatable one of all was Andy Robertson, who fouled. I forgot what Brighton player it was, but that resulted in a penalty in the 90th minute, which Pascal Gloss scored.
Danny Welbeck v fouled.
Oh yes, Danny Welbeck. Thank you very much.
It's
so
like, it wasn't even controversial though.
it was the most controversial of the three.
He just kicked him in the foot. Like I didn't see why there was such.
I thought he won the ball.
I don't see why there was so. No, he didn't win the ball. I think they were arguing that it was just a 50-50, but he just booted him in the foot. Like he said on Monday Night Football or something, like if he did that into his shin, there wouldn't have even been a debate. But the fact that he kicked him in the foot, something that it is now a debate. But he just booted him in the foot. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, they're giving that as a pen. Like anywhere else on the pitch, it's just a foul.
Yeah,
so, you've got to give it as a pen.
I think it's very similar to the United West Brom situation last week, that there was a lot of decisions, but if you look back, each one was correct. No matter how much of Salah's toe was offside, it's offside. Mane was a clear offside, and Robertson, as you said, anywhere on the pitch, it's a free kick. So in the penalty box, I reckon it's a penalty, and it was. And Klopp wasn't happy about it, and then wasn't also happy about the pay-per-view.
The thing is, Liverpool fans
happy about it at the minute, so he's going to be very, very touchy when a decision like that goes against his team.
Agreed.
Like all the Liverpool fans can't say that all these fouls on Salah are penalties, and then say that one isn't.
Very, very good point.
Penalties for far less than what Robertson did to Danny Welbeck.
That sounds like something I'd say.
No, it's just true though, isn't it? Like,
you know what I mean?
If you're going to beg for those fouls at one end, then you've got to accept they're going to go against you at the other end.
You sound like me now, Jamie.
Yeah, it's just a fact. Like, it just was a penalty. Like, I just booted him in the foot.
I'm not saying anything because I said it was a fact and I was told I was wrong.
He tried to clear the ball.
Yeah.
Danny Welbeck got there first and he kicked him in the foot. Like, I didn't see what the massive debate was. Like, obviously, I think it was Steve McManaman on commentary, and he was he was a question.
We both said it.
I mute it at that point.
VAR is bollocks because, like we were saying on Twitter, they need to get rid of the fucking clear and obvious thing if they're going to do it, because most of the fouls that are awarded are not clear and obvious.
I ignore that. They say, it's clear and obvious. It's never been clear and obvious. Why do we keep saying it? It's obviously not.
Clear and obvious is like, it's so opinionated. Like, what's the scale of clear and obvious? Like we don't know how clear and obvious it has to be.
We'll bring in the Fred headbutt, and then we'll end on the Villa one because I think that's going to be nice. But I mean, Fred headbutt against PSG, that's clear and obvious. That's why VAR's brought in. And yes, it was a yellow card, wrong decision, but VAR's been brought in so it highlights clear and obvious stuff the ref didn't see. Ref didn't see it, went to VAR, ultimately made the wrong decision, giving him a yellow. Apparently, he wasn't meant to, because apparently he can't give yellows if it's a possible red card situation.
Thinking that he's not even allowed to do that. Because if he's allowed to review that and give him a yellow, then when Fred got his second yellow, shouldn't he be allowed to review that and take away the second yellow? Because that clearly wasn't a sending off.
Exactly. Definitely, I have to agree there. Bit of a dodgy one from the referee, but
obviously a shit decision. Like, but that wasn't the rule. It's different because the rules are different in some ways with European VAR and Premier League VAR.
Yeah.
Because some of the handballs in the Premier League did get given, in European football they wouldn't. But
and that was a perfect point, because Fred got yellow, Pepe got red for the exact same thing a week ago.
That's just not. That's just not even VAR's fault, because if the refs go into the monitor and seeing that and saying it's a yellow and not a red, then even as a United fan, you can't even defend it.
And that's
you can defend his eventual red card, because that just wasn't a red card. But
It was
It should have
justice.
been.
I'm not complaining too harsh to that because he really
Yeah.
should have gone
I
before.
was genuinely ready to turn the game off. I was like, I'm not watching this now. We're 1-0 down and we're down to 10 minutes. Fred's a fucking idiot.
That's what you did, wasn't it? And
No, I was gonna put a different game on, and then like as soon as I sent that message, the ref pulled a yellow card out, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like, how thick do you have to be?" I was sort of hoping he did give a red because I thought, "Fucking hell, like we're just gonna get so much shit on Twitter now."
Yeah.
Fucking Varchester United's gonna come back out now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say they've got a point, but we have had a few fortunate VAR decisions this season. But as I was discussing with a friend, it's not like United before the game go, "Oi, give us every decision." You can be armchair conspiracy theorists all you like, but I mean, it's not like Ed Woodward's gone, "We're not buying Sancho. Let's put this loads of millions to good use and pay the refs." So that's not what's happening, by the way.
It is.
There we go.
Neymar grabbed McTominay's cock as well. Could have sent him off for that.
Yeah. Darnell Fisher recently got a 3-game ban for that. So
I think Ollie said it.
Yeah.
Like, just the PSG players they're such cunts. Like,
Yeah, no, I agree.
see them celebrating on the plane.
Oh, no.
I hate them so much. Like it brings me joy knowing that they're not going to win the Champions League because they are shit.
Oh mate, I'm so making an edit when they win it this season.
They've got absolutely no chance.
There
There's 0% chance.
An edit. I'm putting air horns on it. I'm putting that in a bass boost.
And they're probably not even going to win it after this season because after what Neymar said about wanting to play with Messi next season, unless Messi joins PSG, Neymar's gone.
Likely case.
So yeah, PSG, they can fuck off. They fucked it. They're not going to win the Champions League. They fucked it last season. That was their last chance. So yeah, if you do get out of the group, which you will,
You sound like Rio Ferdinand when he said, "All he's doing it, man. He's doing his thing. Man United are back."
this will not come back to bite me. PSG is shit.
As much as I'd like Jamie to take an L, I'm not willing to sacrifice that for a PSG Champions League win.
When you've been outplayed 2 games in a row by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Man United,
leave him out of this one.
Go for the Champions League.
Aston Villa, VAR, Maximus, a lovely combination of things.
Well,
Ollie Watkins.
They had it coming when their fans started chatting shit about Jimenez. They had it coming. I have absolutely no sympathy whatsoever.
You can't say that.
You can't say their fans because there's going to be fans from every club who take the piss out of it. It's just how Twitter is.
But
Just because you've seen a few Villa fans saying it doesn't mean you can have a go at Villa.
that suit. Oh yeah. Well, they're letting the club down, mate. We said this before the call. They're letting the club down.
Yeah, but it's the same for every. Like if Jack Grealish got that type of injury, there'd be Wolves fans on Twitter taking the piss out of it.
I personally wouldn't be one of them, but
yeah. But there would be. It's a fact. Like there just are dickheads from every club on Twitter.
Yeah, but unfortunately, majority of them fucking support Villa. Anyways, yeah, okay. Maybe it wasn't offside. There was part of his body that was offside that you could have scored a goal with.
It was offside, but wasn't he?
Yeah, no. It
pushed
was
into the
offside.
situation.
It was definitely offside, but he was being fouled, and that's why he was offside.
It's a bit similar to that Lucas Moura one. I think it was against Sheffield United when he was fouled.
Yeah, he got the foul and then, yeah.
And he fell onto the ball and they gave the handball, not the foul. Obviously, it's offside this time, not handball, but similarities there. And
we just didn't check the penalty. Like we just checked the offside, said yeah, it is offside, and then ended it. But we didn't check why he was offside because he was literally just being grabbed. He was trying to get away from it.
Yeah, Max, I'm sure he's loving it that VAR bumfucking Aston Villa a little bit, but I mean,
yeah,
it's a bit unfair.
It is a bit unfair, yeah. Look, obviously Villa is a club, like they're a massively respected club. As much as I don't dislike their fans, it is tough when a VAR decision goes against you. And
You'd say you don't dislike their fans?
No, as much as I do dislike some of their fans.
Clip that. You just said
yeah,
don't dislike.
you said don't.
I want. Most of their fans have
I'll
actually
be clipping that.
and have come out and said, look, I hope Jimenez gets better. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, some of their fans have been really
back.
so I do feel sorry for that section of the fan base, but the ones I don't feel sorry for are the ones that just are chatting shit because I don't know, it pisses me off. It was so soon after as well. Like if it was about a couple of weeks after, maybe it would have been taken in more jest. But I think to do it the night it happened and to say, "Oh, it's just a small bump to the head," you can't do that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but I'm sure there was fans of every club doing that. Like on Twitter, you saw people taking the piss out of Maradona's death. Like you're just gonna get that
Yeah,
everywhere you go on Twitter. You can't.
It's
it's a bit of a landfill for trash, basically.
Yeah, it's just Twitter's the worst for it. It's just a part of Twitter that you're just sadly not going to be able to get rid of.
it's a testament to how football is, because on the exact same day in Formula One, Roman Grosjean had a horror crash where he could have easily been killed, and not a single person was making fun of that.
No.
To go to football, Jimenez, I mean, I don't want to overreact, but he could have died,
Yeah, cool.
obviously. So, and people are making fun of it. So, that's football.
Just goes to show
You
that
can't change it.
some football fans literally have no class. But yeah, as I was saying, it is really shit when a VAR decision goes against your club.
Yeah, we've all had them.
Not nice at all. And I do feel sorry for them because they should have been awarded a goal. But at the end of the day, like we've said before, it's happened to every team this season. There's a weekly segment on this podcast called ConVARsation, which I thought of, by the way, the name, just saying. Still need to get a trademark, to be fair. But yeah, there's a weekly segment on this podcast called ConVARsation for a reason. And that reason is because VAR cannot do what the Premier League and the FA have told us it will do.
I'm going to play devil's advocate a little bit here. I do feel a little bit sorry for VAR because it's not VAR itself. VAR is virtual assistant refereeing. It is literally the cameras, the monitors that help the referee. Most of the decisions we're talking about are either the referee's stupidness and their decisions. And at the end of the day, every football match is decided. The referee on the pitch is the final word.
Yeah.
Or it's the law. And that's the big thing. VAR is doing the correct thing because of what the law is telling it to do. If they change the law, then subsequently VAR will change, and then there'll be less complaints. But until they don't sort out these handballs, these offsides, these fouls, these everything, then we're going to be talking about VAR non-stop. And at this point, we're talking more about VAR than we are about actual games. And that's where it goes too far. Because, you wanted to talk about how good a team's done or how good a player's done. Instead, you're talking about a pitch side monitor and a referee. And when the focus is taken away from the players and the team and onto refereeing, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not much has changed with VAR coming in with the case of like all the decisions are still human error whenever they're wrong. It's not like goal decision system where it's literally it's just a computer telling you whether it's over the line or it's not.
But here's a good question.
Don't get Max started on goal line technology.
Would you
It's why
argue
Villa's in the league.
that human error has become more prolific in the Premier League, so it's happening more? Or would you argue that we're just seeing it more because it is scrutinised more?
We're definitely not getting as much human error. Like, there's no way.
I'm on about from the perspective of the VAR officials as well as the referees.
I mean, we're seeing far less errors in football. They're just sort of highlighted more because people expect every decision to be right now that we can review it.
Yeah.
Or if we went back to no VAR, I'm sure there'd be a lot of people who just got so pissed off at the amount of decisions that refs and linesmen's got wrong.
Everyone was calling for it. And
Yeah,
now they have it, they're calling for it to go out.
Yeah, that's because when it happened in the World Cup, there seemed to be barely any complaints about it. Well, then it's coming to
It worked really well in that's how it should work in 2018 World Cup. But Premier League also always wants to, do something different and subsequently fucked it up. I'm sure a big question in the future will be, should we scrap VAR? But until then, we won't discuss any further about that.